you guys here. I'm your big sis. Let's take the professionalism off the table right now. I am your big sis, and big sis really only wants you to be great. And if anybody knows from lived experience what really like taking the steps necessary can do to get you to where you want to be, like I just want you guys to have that same feeling of what it feels like to be doing your own thing and getting your own things done, right? So, wherever you are on this list, like just take a tip from what I'm saying and start working on that. All right? So, next section. My biggest stress to all of you in this area while we're right here in this section is continuing education, is furthering yourself in your education. And that looks like a lot of things, but in this career, you need continuing education, not just for lashes, but for your business also. If you're considering taking classes from another lash artist, please do your research. And this is where I do absolutely recommend you taking a class from someone who is licensed. And you have the right to ask that person for proof of their license, especially when they want money from you, especially when you're looking to invest your money into something. You need proof. You might need proof, and it's okay for you to ask. Don't think that you can't ask. Ask so you know that you're putting your money and your time in that right direction, and you know at least that you're going to get the real when it comes to the business side of things in the beauty industry. The best way for you to learn, the best way for you to learn really is to learn from other artists. And so choose an artist that already has consistent work, a consistent clientele, a range of clientele. And this one is big to me, a range of clientele, meaning different ethnicities, different eye shapes, mature, can work on mature eyes, like things that you really don't think about because someone who is diverse, they have a lot to share with you about opening up your ideal clientele to include more people in a way where you can connect with other different ethnicities, races, all that. That is a special skill, you guys. So those are things that I look at. Those are the things that I absolutely look at when I want to take a class with someone else, or the specialty classes. So the specialty classes for like bottom lashes, or like any master class that you could take from someone, any business advice that you could take from someone. That is including like growing your social media, all these things. Like that is the continuing education that you need on top of taking classes for lashes. All right. And don't always think that you have to spend money. I have free videos here on YouTube. There's other amazing artists that have videos on YouTube. Watch those and dedicate time to really consuming that content and applying it in your business, applying it to your clients, and trying different things to figure out what you want to do next and how you want to set yourself apart from everybody else that's doing lashes in your city, in your area. That is a skill that takes time to develop, but you only get there from doing the continuing education, taking the things that work for you and leaving the things that don't. All right. Okay, so now that we've got a lot of that out the way, like we are deep into recording. This is probably going to be over an hour, so if you have not got a drink by now, please go do that. So let's talk a little bit about what else you need. And there are things that you need when being a lash artist that you really don't think that you need, but you really need these. So you need liability insurance. And I don't know who, if anybody told you that you need insurance, but you need insurance. You need liability insurance. And in the description box, I will place a few links to some where you can get a quote for your policy. But if you are self-employed and a client sues you, then you are out of pocket for a lot of money and covering medical bills in the event that that something happens to her eyes and she suspects that you do it whether you do it or not. If she wants to sue you, she can sue you and you are at fault. And please think about it, because even if you don't have your licensing and things like that, that creates a whole bunch of other things that you really do not need to deal with. So get liability insurance, okay? Like, you need it, and it's not that expensive, but it covers your ass in the event that something happens. And it's also a great way when you are having a consultation with your client that you are saying that, hey, like, I know some people on their Instagram, one thing that I really like to see is when people say that they are licensed and insured. Like, I love it. Like, it's a great professional look. So those are things that you could add to make yourself more legit, to set you apart, because there's a lot of people who do not have liability insurance and who are not taking it seriously. So I will leave the links below. Go check that out and see, get a quote, see what you can do, and do more research on your own to find the one that works best for you in your city and state. The good thing about liability insurance, if you have an LLC, a lot of people don't, and you don't need one. If you're going to be self employed and it's just you working, you don't necessarily need one. I have one. I do like the benefits of having one, but if I was just starting out, I wouldn't get one, like I said, because there's fees that come with having to keep up your LLC as well. But when you do get the liability insurance in your business names, the business is the one that gets sued, not you. So in the event that you have any personal assets that you would like to protect, which I hope you do, then definitely getting liability insurance is going to like save you personally from being responsible and having to take on all that. It's the business that gets sued. And so, although it will affect you a little bit, it won't affect any personal assets that you have gotten over time, whether that's savings, money, uh, anything that is an asset to you, okay? So, you need liability insurance. If no one has told you, please go get it. But the next section we are going to cover where to work. And there's a whole lot of benefits and trade-offs to both. So make sure when you're going forward, I'm going to give you the information that you need to make the best decision for you right now, but also kind of think about where you can go in the event that you are growing, in the event that you want to scale, in the event that you want to turn whatever it is you're doing into an empire. There's so many options for you. All right. So the first obvious choice to work is absolutely a salon. It's the safest choice out of all of them, especially if you're a beginner. A salon is an amazing place to work. It is amazing to work with people who have been in the industry. It doesn't necessarily have to be the lash industry, but if you are working in an actual beauty salon, one of the things that I loved about working in the beauty salon, which I did hair too as well, but what happened was when I started doing lashes, I would partner with my stylists, my coworkers, and I would do their lashes, and before you knew it, I had all their clients as well. So you have to think about the benefits and the things that you can use to your advantage. So if you happen to work in a salon, like I said, a salon is a safe choice upon they provide you with continuing education, growth within the company, a nice work-life balance, steady income if it's commission based, and if you have if you're someone who has experience and decide you want to go work at a salon, please negotiate your commission, especially when you're the one that has something to offer. And I think sometimes, like, we go into situations and we think that we have nothing to offer because we are asking for a job, but no one is going to advocate for you if you do not advocate for yourself. So if you have great experience with what you're doing, it only benefits you to negotiate your prices. And what it also does is it registers to the owner of the salon or whoever the salon manager that you are someone that they just can't, get over on. Like that you are going to be the fact checker, that you are going to be the one that is taking the initiative to not just accept whatever is given to you. All right. And even if you are starting out, like ask plenty of questions. If you are a beginner, ask plenty of questions around commission, and that way you can know what you're looking at and get a steady timeline of like, okay, well, when is it that I can grow in this commission to the next level? When can I, instead of 40%, can I get to 45? When can I get to 50? Like literally, like ask the questions when you're in the interview. Like that's only gonna better you. So that's one thing I want to cover real quick is that I need you guys to open your mouth and say whatever it is that you want or need. And I know that this is something that comes over time when you are, progressing in your life and as women getting more comfortable with asserting ourselves and being assertive. But the sooner you start asking questions, like the sooner that you're gonna have less surprises. You're just not gonna have surprises, all right? And people only respect you, although even if it comes off you being a bitch, people only respect you and they have no choice but to because you advocate for yourself. The only downsides of a salon are that there are non-compete clauses that you may have to sign, and most of the time they stand from a year. They stand for a year from the day you quit your job. That you cannot provide services in the same area based on a specific mile radius from the shop. So they can say that you can't do eyelash extensions from 10 to 15 to 20 to 50 miles or whatever they decide to put on there. So before you go signing your papers and all of that, like they're going to come at you with a non-compete clause. And this can last for a year, like I said, from the day that you dissolve the relationship, you quit your job, or they fire you. And in most states, non-competes don't stand. In Florida, I know they didn't, but I know in other states, like they definitely stand from a certain mile radius because it's really only to protect the business and the clients that come from the business. Now, your own personal clients that you get, like, definitely keep in contact with them. Make sure that you have them on your social media and whatnot. And of course, the clients that want to leave with you, when you leave, they're going to leave with you regardless. But to know where you can work, you need to be very specific and looking at what that mile radius looks like, just in case the non-competes do stand up in your state. All right, you guys, it's been way later in the day. It's actually evening. I had to stop to take care of my clients for the day, but I am back. So we were on where to work, and we're gonna pick up with booth/bed rent. And this is kind of like if you are kind of wanting to take that next step and take on a little bit more responsibility, like I think that this is a great option. So like a booth or a bed rent, the way I'm talking about it is like a big open space where they have different sections. Often they have different lash beds. They have so many lash beds in the suite, and you just pay for the bed. You pay to use the bed per week. It's good if you have some clientele and want to test the waters of being self-employed, but you're not ready for the overhead or a lot of overhead. And some salons have beds that you can rent weekly. So you ever seen like those salon suites where there's like one big old like space and then they have like beds sectioned off? So it's kind of like that. So you're just going in to rent the bed for the week and the prices vary. So it's like on the low end, it's like 125 up to like 350 that I've seen in doing my research, and that's per week. So depending on how nice the salon is, or if they are providing you the products, that's what you have to factor into what you are paying. So the things about this you have to remember is to make sure that they have their business license. because what I've noticed in going through looking at some of these places, it's just people that have like the space rented out and they just allow people to come in and rent the space out from them. And with a lot of these, they also have other people in the beauty industry in some of these spaces, so they may not have all the regulations that you need. So you need to do your due diligence. You need to make sure they have that sink in there or nearby you. Check with your state board. I also think that this is great, especially when you are getting out of school and you want to partner with someone, because think about it like this. So sometimes you're not ready to take on a lot by yourself. And so say you're in cosmetology school or aesthetic school or whatever your license you're getting, and you know someone else in there wants to do lashes as well, and you both are scared to go out on your own. What I've seen some of these places do is they have a bed and then they rent it out and they make it a shared thing. So whatever days or times that you don't work, that other person will work, and then it is in the reverse, or whatever days you decide to work, that person's off, and vice versa. But I think that that's a great option because that definitely helps you to build your own clientele, but also to break down a little bit more of that cost, so you're not spending so much money in getting started and then you're on your way to kind of going into the business that you really want, standing on your own and progressing forward. But even if you just want to do it and just have that side hustle with making that extra money with doing lashes and renting that bed, then do that. And if you make it a shared thing, hey, like it does, you don't have to have a business. Like this is what I'm saying. Like, but if you want to grow, these are some ways that you can keep the costs low. Glad that you are watching this video, you guys, because I hope you're writing things down. I hope you're taking notes about anything that sticks out to you. And in the comments, just make sure that you leave me any questions that you need me to clarify. But also, if you would like for me to make another video pertaining to any of these topics that we were talking about, make sure that you drop that in the comments below. The next is a suite rent or a actual room. So I rent a suite right now and I love it. I love the fact that it's like I get to do what I want to do, make my own schedule, have the key to come in and out as I please. It's not over a whole building just yet, but there are some suites where you can get a whole building as well, and we're going to talk about that. So if you, at this point, if you're thinking of turning your lash services into a full-blown business, this is when I suggest that you actually get an LLC, because in the event that something happens, you want to start protecting and separating your personal assets from your business. So if something was to happen here where there's like a fire or something like that and I have insurance, like it's not going to affect my personal assets. I won't have to pay anything out of money, or if or for whatever reason, like something happens, like the business takes care of it and not you. In doing my research, I found for the cheapest that I found, especially in my area and that I know for a fact, is $600, and on the high end for one room is 900 or 950, sometimes 1,000. And if you decide to get a whole building like a suites and you want to turn it into your own little thing, then that can start from anywhere, like from now, this day and age, like 3K and up. So it kind of depends on where you see yourself growing into. If you want to stay in kind of like suites or office suites, then that's good too. But also, if you want to get a storefront, it's a little bit different than that. Traveling and mobile lash tech, you guys, make sure you go watch that video. Both of the videos are two separate videos on the subject. Biggest tips are for those are making sure that your safety is number one, and making sure that you have the liability insurance to cover in the event that something does happen to you or the client. So make sure that you have your insurance for those things, and then watch the video for the traveling lash tech, and then watch the video for the mobile lash tech to see what I talk about there. Storefront. A storefront might be my next goal. I'm still kind of like unsure on that because I'm not sure if I want to hire anyone else to work for me. I'm still unsure on that, but maybe that might be my next goal. So the research I've done for a storefront, it is the same as obtaining a suite, except with a storefront you need clear documentation of you keeping track of your finances. If you've been renting a suite, make sure that you've been in good standing with the place that you are renting from. And a business license helps you get your foot in the door, but a detailed business plan really puts you through and lets them know that you're serious. And if you've been building your business credit by this time that you get into the storefront and are in good standing, you should have no problem getting your storefront. And then the reason I say that building your business credit and all of these things with a detailed business plan is because although there are many resources to help first time business owners get their storefront, any niche service within the beauty industry is a high risk due to the uncertainty of, you know, just getting services in general. It is an uncertain field, so it is high risk. So when going into the storefront, this helps you to make sure that you have all the documentation necessary, and so that way they won't create a contract that makes you pay more. All right. So I hope that helps you guys. So the next thing we're going to talk about is my absolute favorite subject. If you know, you know I love to talk about money. I love money. And why do I say I love money? Because it's true. All right. So let's talk pricing and marketing. All right. So I've touched on this a few times in other videos, and I will try to link those below, the ones that I can think of. But the pricing and the marketing, eyelash extension is a luxury service, and it is a niche specific clientele that you are dealing with here. So therefore, your ideal client will determine your clientele. And so how do you determine your pricing, especially as a beginner? My number one tip is to never charge model prices. I know y'all gonna be like, okay, well, why can't we say we're taking models, and why can't we say that we're getting money for models, like, and all that? Listen, this is in my experience of what I know to be true for other people and what I know to be true in general throughout my whole career in this beauty industry. When people model for you and they're paying for it, they have an expectation on how things should be, on how they should look. And although you're a beginner, sometimes when things don't turn out the way that they want them to, the client, if they put up any money towards that, they have that expectation that it's supposed to look however they feel like it's supposed to look, or they feel like they can press you for time when you are practicing. All right. So when you are a beginner, if you cannot do the service for free, I think it's best to do the service for free whenever you need models for your content, your videos, your pictures, because they have nothing to bargain with, as in saying that they need for it to look a certain way. It is up to you how it looks because you're the one needing to practice and they are getting a free service from you. A lot of lash artists get bullied from the clients when they know you're a beginner. So that's why I say if it's not for free, don't even say model prices. Just, okay, let me reel it back in real quick. Your set is the price that it is, and that's what it is. And I don't ever feel like you should start charging low. So say that your set price is $150, but and then you can say I have an introductory price for $100 or for whatever. I feel like no one should charge less than 100 for a full set. That's just me. I feel like that's how we keep the eyelash industry more on that luxury side. So remember, when you think about your prices, whatever your price is in relation to your ideal client, those are the type of clients that you get. And if you find that you are not getting the ideal client you want with the pricing that you have, especially if your price is too low, you're not getting those luxury clients, those clients who appreciate luxury services, then you'll realize that you'll only get the people who are looking for discounts or looking for something to be wrong. Because the more money a person spends to invest in something for them, it registers as, okay, I need to take care of this. This is important because I put enough money down on it to where it registers that this is luxury. And then they associate you and your brand with luxury. All right, so that's a little psychology, but that is the truth. That is how I look at things. When I pay for something that is a lot of money, I look forward to maintaining it. I look forward to doing whatever is necessary to maintain that, because at this point, you got me to spend enough money to where I'm invested in my lashes or whatever. My tip is to play to your strength of making your space that you set up to service this client, your atmosphere, make it very comfortable for the client. Make it a calming experience. Like get your bed all nice. Like make sure if you're using a lash table, invest in cushions and heating pads or whatever, nice soft fluffy blankets, pillows, that sort of thing to make your client feel comfortable. Snack bar, a do a snack bar. My clients, they love a snack bar. Um, do little things for them that make them feel like it is an experience, because although they're getting their lashes done, I know for a fact my clients love the experience just as much as they get their lashes done. If you can make your clients feel comfortable, even if they don't per se feel like the lashes are what they would want, the fact that you went out your way to make her feel comfortable, and then people can feel when you're trying, people can feel when you're onto something, more times than not, most people will stay with you through your process and through your journey if you can play to your strengths in other areas and make her feel comfortable, make her feel welcome, make her feel appreciated. So sometimes it's not even about the lashes, because back when I was doing hair, I know this one lady that we all knew that she was not the best at hair, but what she was the best at was making her clients feel absolutely amazing, feel comfortable. She had the best service. She had the hand massages going. She had all the little things going that we would be sitting down on the side looking at her like, oh my gosh, like that lady, like hair didn't look that good, and we're sitting down in the chairs, but she got clients coming back to back. Why? Because she knows how to make them feel good and make them feel beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's not about the lashes. Just play to your strengths in other areas as well, on top of what you already are working towards. So I hope that helps you to see that it's not always about the lashes themselves, but the experience with you as a whole that will get you where you need to be. It's not necessarily doing that, the lashes. Sometimes your clients just need to talk to you. Sometimes your clients just need to feel beautiful. Sometimes your clients just need a moment away from the kids. And if you can make that experience great, it don't matter if the lashes look bad or not as full as she wants them to. She's going to appreciate you so much that she's going to just stay with you. All right. So remember that when you are building your clientele, remember that when you have that 1 to 2 clients that are only coming to you every 2 weeks, if you have one, then you can get two. And if you have two, then you can get 100. But you have to focus on making those two or that one the best experience ever for her, because you know what she's gonna go do? She's gonna go put it on social media. She's gonna tell her friends. She's gonna buy other people a lash set just to have the experience with you. So remember that you are not necessarily selling the lash extensions. Like, okay, let me back up. So you are selling the eyelash extensions, you're selling the look, but when you get the client in the chair, you are absolutely 100% selling you. I hope this masterclass definitely helped you. Like I said, you guys, I am so tired right now. I feel like I'm just rambling right now. Like my mind is like talk, 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 but my body is like, girl, go lay down. So I am going to wrap this up now before I just go off on another tangent. And I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for liking my content. My lash videos do extremely well here. I love that. So we will make more of those in the near future. If you want to talk about want me to talk about any other business tips, tricks, anything with mindset, whatever it is, drop it below in the comments, and who knows, I might do a video on it. So I appreciate you guys so much. I hope that you have an amazing day and night wherever you are, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.